All right. Hello there. Now we're back down at Raystown. Still April 19th. Left our campsite at Sproul this morning. Sproul. And headed to Moshannon. Headed past Rothrock. And now here we are at Raystown. And Raystown also has a section of Rothrock State Forest at it, which is by Trough Creek State Park. There's one motorized campsite there, campsite number 8. It's in theory an equestrian campsite because it is set up for horses, but you are able to reserve that even if you do not have a horse. At least the last time I checked. This is still one of those go get out situations.
This orange sign is talking about this thing over here.
Yes, the road to, well, yeah, I believe so. The road to the left.
Guess we'll find out.
Signage is always interesting. What does it really mean? I mean, it's pretty obvious that road's closed. I was also just here on this road with my good friend Rich from Outdoors Ramble. We did a state game land tour together, and I don't believe either one of us filmed it for our channels, but we had a great afternoon together. Hope to get out with Rich again soon. This road is extremely narrow and extremely steep, and I do not recommend driving it in the winter unless you have a death wish for yourself, because it is not fun. Ice and cliffs do not go together very well. This road takes you up and gives you a great view of Raystown Lake. Raystown is normally too commercialized or touristy for me, but I've learned to enjoy roads like this that still give you the opportunity to be alone. There's my other favorite thing, a Norfolk Southern train. That's what pays my bills, so hearing that whistle means they're making some money today. So this is a steep road. You can hear the truck fighting for traction. So we went from gray skies and snow to blue skies and sunshine just by dropping a couple hours south. Though I guess from Moshannon it wasn't quite a couple hours. This will be another one of those wandering and rambling type videos, once again with the truck instead of hiking, on a road versus off trail, in the middle of the woods. Still in the middle of the woods. I don't know if I can see the train, but I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but you can take a look. Definitely much greener here in Raystown than it was in Sproul. I don't know why I can't say that right. Prowl the Sproul. And row the Roth Rock. Ah, look at that sunshine coming through, blue skies. Send you out the passenger side here. Nice forest. It's kind of hoping there would be some wildflowers. But I'm not seeing any yet. So this area, this particular road, is covered by a purple lizard map, Raystown map. On the one side of the map, it is the greater area around Raystown, and on the back side of the map, it is a zoomed in map of Raystown Lake and some of the stuff you'll find around it. There's mountain biking, obviously boating and swimming, camping. It's an Army Corps of Engineer park, recreation area. So you wouldn't go to Reserve America, you would go to recreation.org, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think that's how you do it. One of the draws here for me is the opportunity to possibly see an eagle. And I believe we're going to take a little snack break right here at this vista. So So, yesterday morning on my way to camp, I bought a pre-made hoagie at Sheetz, and it was in a nice plastic container, and I set it in my cooler on top of my Mountain Dew, and apparently I drank too many Mountain Dews and it fell down in the water. And the hoagie was soggy as heck because water went into the case, which I kind of thought was sealed. I guess I should have used my head and realized that it wasn't. So, fun fact, my lunch was waterlogged. But here we are back on the road. Still climbing in elevation. Just seen one of the vistas on this road. Kind of looks down into a little town on the river. You can see there is a little bit of washout on this road. As I was mentioning, one of my draws to this area is the hope of seeing bald eagles. There's quite a few views here where you can drive up to, and they're all on paved roads. There goes some birds out over top of Dave's truck. You can go up to them. Some of them you can drive right up to. They're handicap accessible, and a couple you do have to hike away from the parking area to see them. They're not long hikes. They may or may not be handicap accessible. I can't remember for sure. I think if you were diligent to get back there, you probably could with the help of someone. You can look out and see the boaters and jet skiers and all that good fun stuff. As I mentioned, there's some camping here. This section that we're in is not state forest. It's actually private land. And this is a township road that goes through it. Look out the passenger side here. You can see some of the view. The other ridges. Another bird. Private property off of this road is pretty well marked with purple paint. Orange posted signs. There's a red and white posted sign on the other side. So just stay on the road. Don't be going down anybody's driveway and whatnot. And any of the offshoot roads so far have had gates on them. Just like this one we're about to come to. It has a gate. Not the typical state forest yellow and black gate, so you can definitely tell that that is private property, and you won't be hiking, biking, or backpacking with your truck in this area. Once again, with the leaves off the trees, it's kind of a driving vista. You can see a lot of the stuff out through the trees, but here soon, as they green up, you won't be able to do that. This road is bumpy. It has exposed rock along with gravel sections. Another look out at the other ridges. So if you watch Moods of Overland, you'll know in Dave's latest series, he talked about how most people seem to head to Bald Eagle State Forest, and it's often booked, often has other people there that you'll see. We stayed in Sproul State Forest, and every campsite around us was open and available except for one. And the defeating factor is there were two that were supposed to have people at them, and they did not show up, at least not Friday night for Saturday. There was no signs that anybody had been there the night before, because I know sometimes the motorized sites are used by overlanders or people looking for a quick overnight stay. So sometimes they're literally only there while it's dark, but the particular site is a pretty popular one, and I know of two people that would have liked to have camped there this weekend, but it was reserved, so they were not able to. That's really it. All the other campsites were available. All of the other campsites are good. Some better than others. Some where it had a bad campsite had a wonderful area, and some that had a better campsite weren't in the best of areas, meaning by streams or lookouts or hiking trails. We drove down past the Hammersley Wild Area, which is one of the most remote spots in Pennsylvania. I believe it's the most remote spot in Pennsylvania. And there was actually lots of fishermen on the streams. So you will see other people, but they're down in the streams fishing, and it was a great weekend catching up with some usual suspects. Always a fun time, and always appreciative of the invites to join up with the usual suspects. We're still climbing an elevation. See if I can successfully get us over here. Yeah, that's steep. If you can, ooh, that's steep. So you want to make sure you're paying attention and stay on the road. Starting to get a view of, oh, matter of fact, right down there is the river still, and right here is the lake, which essentially is the river, only dammed up. A lot of history here. There's actual towns underneath Raystown. If you didn't know that, that's pretty cool. There's a pretty good view of the lake right there through the trees. So this is only going to be a spring, late fall, and winter view. Yeah, there's the lake. Of course, there's rumor of Raystown Ray, the Loch Ness monster style creature that allegedly lives here. That's always fun, the cryptid stuff. I believe if you look at the Purple Lizard map, he's even mentioned on it. And if you look at the zoomed in side of the lake, you can see the roads and stuff of the old town and the pipeline that goes underneath the lake and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll point you out here and you can really see the lake there. Raystown Lake is man-made, in case you didn't know. It's a pretty big project back in the 1900s. There you can see some of the lake. All right. We haven't even really begun on this road. It's a pretty long road. So I'm going to go ahead and try to catch back up with Dave. I've been kind of lagging behind, wondering and rambling in my mind here out loud to you. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and see anything really worth showing, I'll be back. So this is the only section of this road that is public land, the trailhead to Terrace Mountain Trail. And if you're interested in this, I highly suggest checking out Day Hike Dave's channel, and he has a few videos about this trail, this being one of them, although he has quite a few. Where the arrow is pointing, you see the brown dirt road and a green dotted trail. That is exactly where I was standing at in the last video clip. That is the trailhead to Terrace Mountain Trail, and you can see the tannish color is private land, the green color being the public land. It's literally just a small sliver on this road that is public. And here you can see there is a shelter on the Terrace Mountain Trail for this to be a backpacking trip. It's about 25 miles long, so you probably won't be able to do it as a one-day hike, but you could probably do it as a one-day bike. And the greatest mystery of trying to create content is when you get home to look back through your videos and the ending video clip that you thought you took, you can't find it anywhere. So this is where this will end. Hope to catch you at the edge of the forest.